Runway. Oh, Deja, I'm so happy you're here. This is my wonderful friend who's going to be my co-pilot tonight. How are you feeling?
I am fantastic, and you?
Oh my goodness, excitement. You guys can't see it just yet. We can't show you yet, but all the beautiful people here, all the good food. What are you most excited to see here tonight?
The fashion. I'm so here for the fashion. I've already seen a preview of it. I totally peeked. Don't judge, but it's amazing. Yeah.
You peeked?
I did.
Okay, I don't blame you. I've got a couple of, I actually peeked too, and I've got a couple of favorite outfits, but really I'm just so thrilled, and we were just talking about this before we went live. How cool is that we're live? That we are just so thrilled to be here to support Purple Runway.
Yes.
Gigi is amazing, and so tell me about how you got involved in this whole thing and how it touched your heart.
Yeah, so Gigi, if you don't know Gigi, you better ask somebody. She is absolutely amazing. I think she spoke at like some sort of event. It was at DC. It had something to do with like women in broadcasting or something. I don't know. I got roped into the event. But the fact is, I saw her speak and she was amazeballs.
Yeah.
And literally afterwards, I was like, your story is amazing. You're amazing. I need to like be in your space. And so I was like, anything I can do to help you out, I am down. So I was blessed to be a part of it last year. I'm honored that they were allowed to have me back. So I'm just excited. How about you?
Oh my gosh. Well, Gigi and I became friends, and I heard her story, and I'm a storyteller. I love stories, and like I heard her story about everything she's been through and how she built it to, basically her story has propelled her to create this amazing organization, this amazing runway show that lets people know really like that domestic violence is not just something that happens to other people or people that you see on TV. It's happening in your community. It's happening to people we know right now, because it happens to a lot of people.
Yeah.
And we need to have that awareness about it. And the fact that she, marries that with her love of fashion and like makes domestic violence survivors feel gorgeous and beautiful and walk the runway is like, I gotta be part of that.
Yeah, it doesn't get much better than that. You're live streaming, so you can't be here at this precise moment. That's okay, because this is the 5th annual. We're gonna do it again next year. I advise you to get your tickets, but you are in store for an amazing show tonight.
I can't wait. All right, what are we doing next? Where are we going next, everybody?
So I think we've got some interviews and some like videos that we want to show you. So just stand by. We're gonna do some really amazing stuff.
Okay, I love it. So we're gonna see the models next. Let's check that out.
Thank you guys for joining us. We, of course, are backstage at the Purple Runway Fashion Show. I'm so excited. Alan, hi, welcome here. Thank you for joining us.
Hey, I'm so happy to be here.
So tell everyone exactly what you do and how you became a part of Purple Runway.
So my name is Alan. I run a company called Genesis Level Modeling Agency. We manage over 120 models. We work with brands like Coach, Purple Runway, and a lot of different fashion avenues as well. Gigi has been a close friend of mine. We started with her last year. So 2018, we did a model call for her, and then from there, that's how we came together and did a partnership.
Fantastic. So what can people expect from your participation in this show?
Diversity. is so important. So I like to build a culture where we have different looks, different heights, so everything will be, persuading today in the show.
And what are some of your inspirations? How did you get into this?
I wanted to be a model when I was a kid, yeah. So things have now changed. I got a little older, so I said I'm gonna run my company now. So yeah.
And what is your process like when you're coming up with, the concepts?
Ooh, so I'm very creative. So I like to also use my team because I don't like to think by myself. So I like to put everybody in one room and kind of, thank you go. There you go. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, fantastic. And what do you see your future projects looking like?
Everywhere. Like I want to be global. So pretty much we're doing big in DC, but I want to do it everywhere. So everybody has the opportunity to model.
Are you originally from here?
No, my parents are from Guyana, but I grew up and lived in Maryland like my whole life. So yes. Right, close enough.
Fantastic. Well, we thank you so much for being a part of it. How can people follow you on social media?
They can follow the business page. It's at Genesis Level, and that's all one word. So they can find me there.
Fantastic. And as well, do you have a website that people can find your information at as well?
Yes, that'll be genesislevel.com.
Fantastic. I can't wait to see the show. Thank you.
No. Thanks so much, Deja. We are having fun up here. I want to introduce you to my next guest, Samadra, King's Executive Protection. There you go.
Yes.
What brings you to Purple Runway?
So my husband and I, we were honored to ask to be sponsored as the security here. So we were so happy to be asked. As a survivor, it was important for me to be here and important for us to provide our services.
And so tell us a little bit about the company, and then I want to ask you a little bit more about Purple Runway. So who do you protect normally?
Well, normally we protect all. Our company is multifaceted. We do executive protection, we've done embassy protection, we've done sororities, clubs, many different factors that have been asked of us.
Like that was okay?
In the DMV area?
Yes, all in the DMV area.
So it's important to you to be part of another DMV specific organization, Purple Runway. And so why is this an important cause for you?
It's an important cause for me. One, I'm a woman. One, I've been through this and survived. So this was always something that has been dear to me as a survivor.
We appreciate you sharing your story. It's really important for people to share their stories and to shed light on these things, because people think it happens to other people, and here's a woman who owns her protection security company, and you've been through it too. So can you talk a little bit about why, this kind of lives in darkness? People don't realize that domestic violence happens as often or as prevalent as it does.
It's funny, I just saw a quote the other day. They say even the strong survive. And you may be the strong and strong-willed, but every once in a while you may get in a situation and you just don't know how to get out of it or to get through it. But once you get through it with help, with friends and love, you'll survive. I did.
Wow, that is an amazing story. Thank you so much for being part of this, and also for really sharing a little part of your soul with the people who are watching today, because you don't know who at home you're lifting up right now and knows that they're not alone.
Yes, exactly. You are never alone. You can survive. I did.
Samadra, thank you so much. I can't add anything on to that. That was wonderful. We're going to go to commercial break right now, and I just thank you so much. We'll see you right back.
I'm Mark Zetlin. I'm the General Sales Manager at Mercedes-Benz of Arlington. I've worked here for 40 years, and the business is 82 years young. My grandfather started this place in 1937, and we started off as just a corner gas station, and we soon became a Studebaker dealer. In 1957, we were offered the opportunity to get the Mercedes-Benz franchise, and I think it was a great decision on our part. The area is very vibrant now. If you walk down the street, it doesn't matter what time of day it is. There are a lot of people on the street. If you walk down Wilson Boulevard, it's very busy around there. We have all these new people that are moving into the Ballston area, a lot of millennials and everything, so we really have to put our best foot forward when these people come into the showroom, we need to make them feel welcome and encourage them to feel comfortable here. It's great to represent a well-renowned brand like Mercedes-Benz. We think of the Ballston Quarter as a Mercedes kind of a neighborhood. With all the new construction and everything, it all looks sharp and gleaming around here. It just fits perfectly with the brand.
Welcome backstage to the Purple Runway Fashion Show, and of course, I'm Deja Perez. Today, I am joined with Becca. Hello.
Hi, how are you?
I am well, thank you for joining us. So I understand that you are a community champion.
Yes, I am.
All right, do you have an idea of what that means?
I don't know. It's a surprise, according to Gigi.
Okay, so why don't you tell me a little bit about your story?
So I met Gigi about 2 years ago. I am a survivor of domestic violence. She has helped me throughout my course of the last 2 years fighting for justice and through the whole court system. Yes.
That's amazing. Well, I look forward to seeing more from you in the show. Thank you so much for joining us today.
No problem. Thank you, Deja.
We'll see you in a bit.
But I didn't get to hear who that was.
Oh, just kidding. We're going to keep going. Oh, alrighty. So, are you originally from this area?
I am born and raised.
Okay, and what do you do for a living?
Medical sales.
Medical sales. So I want to ask you a question, since this, of course, is all about survivors of domestic violence, and I've had my own dalliances in that as well. What is something that you would tell your younger self?
Always ask for help. And I think that's what I was. Always have confidence in no matter what situation you're in.
So I don't know who I was talking to, but at one point they were saying, it's hard when you're in a, and everybody's situation is different, right? But, it's hard when you're in a situation because sometimes the person wants to leave, the person's not ready to leave, and the surrounding people, like your friends, for instance, they don't want to see you go through that, but they also don't know how to pull you out of that situation. What would you say to someone who is on the fence, they want to leave, they don't know how to leave, but there are maybe kids involved? How do you work that out?
So I don't have any kids involved in mine, but I would honestly say, like I said before, just ask for help, because that's one thing that I never did, even with my family. I secluded them and my friends and everyone, but just ask for help, and someone will always be able to help you get out.
Thank you for your honesty, and thank you so much for your strength. We appreciate you.
Thank you.
All right, we'll see you in a bit.
For what? Hi everyone, Purple Runway, the 5th year, and this is a lot of fun. So you're probably taking a look right now at what's going on here at Mercedes-Benz. And we're in Arlington, and by the way, you can see lots of people streaming in. This is going to be a really beautiful evening. They've got a cocktail hour. They have someone who's performing right now. There are lots of different tables where people are, there's wine, there's beautiful trinkets and things that you can buy. But let me send it back to Deja because she's got a guest back there. And she's going to be doing some interviews from back there. But before we go back there, again, take a look out here at what's going on. I don't know if you can see right now, but there's a lot of people are streaming in and they're having fun. You can see people with their phones capturing this exciting night, the 5th annual Purple Runway. And I'm just so thrilled to be here because this is such a wonderful, important cause. The thing that most people don't realize is that domestic violence happens to more people than you even realize. So if you know a bunch of women, odds are that someone will be going through that. So that's why this is such an important cause. And the fact that we're marrying fashion with awareness is just a really exciting night. I'm going to send it back to Deja. She's in the back as she has our next interview.
How long? Oh, okay. Welcome backstage, guys, to the Purple Runway Fashion Show. I am joined with Mario from, tell me again the company.
Rosendorf Evans.
And please explain to me what exactly that is.
Rosendorf Evans is a fur salon. We've been in the fur industry since 1903, and we are located in the Tysons Mall in McLean, Virginia.
And how long have you guys partnered with Purple Runway?
Well, for the last 3 years, we've been in collaboration with Purple Runway. I feel it's a terrific organization, a great foundation, and I think any company that associates themselves and acknowledge the fact that they should have some civic as well as social responsibility, I think it's a great collaboration.
Okay, so I have a completely off-topic question for you. Are there like affordable versions of fur?
There certainly is. It's what I call affordable luxury.
Okay.
And that basically means price points anywhere from $400 and upwards.
Okay. That's not so bad. So how can people get more information on your organization?
Okay, well, it's very easy. You can find us online at Tysons Mall at AOL.com or Rosendorf Evans at gmail.com. I'm sorry.
Okay, fantastic. Thank you so much for your participation in the Purple Runway. We would not be able to do things like this without you, so we appreciate you.
It's my pleasure.
Thank you. All right, guys, we're going to take a quick commercial break, and we'll be right back on the Purple Runway live stream fashion show backstage.
Tell them how you feel about the breakthrough, Ray.
The breakthrough for today? The breakthrough for today?
No, the breakthrough summit.
Breakthrough summit. Okay, this was not according to plan. I wasn't supposed to talk next, so now I'm a little thrown off.
No, I said this is my anxiety part. The rest of it, I'm good.
I didn't say that out loud.
We are spending some amazing time connecting with our speakers right now during our photo shoot and our campaign for My Drive to Food. We can't wait to see you at the Runway in 2019. I look forward to meeting you, and you.
I'm so glad we're back because I can't wait to introduce you to my new friend Patty from the Bernie House. We just met like a second ago. Right, exactly.
Friends forever.
We're friends forever, united in this cause. Tell me a little bit about the Bernie House because I know that's a cause that's very near and dear to everyone here at Purple Runway.
Well, Bernie is a memory of my father, Bernie House. And what I realized through volunteer work, something that really bothered him were children that were abused and neglected. So doing volunteer work, I wound up working for Abused Person Program and worked with as a court companion. And an experience there that I had with the woman who was going in to see her abuser for the first time after the arraignment.
How did you get into
It was terrifying. And so that was where the whole spark started with the Bernie House. And we allow our families to stay for 2 years in a genuine environment.
Get my
and
mic down.
We provide intense case management. We provide the time to heal, educate, get the education, go to school if you need to, become gainfully employed so that you can stand on your own and truly move on successfully. And what we do is that I charge rent according to their income. And then once they successfully complete the program, they're allowed to, I give the money back, and they're allowed to take all the contents of the household. So we have a lot of successful stories, but one in particular, the mother moved on with an $8,000 check, and she had a 3-bedroom furnished apartment. And they take from like the fork, the knife, the spoon, the towels. I mean, you know what it's like to furnish a place, and if you have nothing, that's huge.
You literally save and change people's lives.
Truly, we do watch them bloom, and we watch them transpire and move on. We've watched them get college educations and come in without a high school education and get college educations, scholarships to college. Several of them are running their own business now. It's amazing. It's amazing because, you just, what they really need is just some help, someone to be in my corner, and that's what the Bernie House does.
What do you think Bernie, your dad, would think of everything that you've done?
Well, I've got a giving heart from my father because when I was younger, we raised funds and built hospitals, clinics, and schools and orphanages all throughout Africa and as far as Bangladesh. So I've had a wonderful, exciting life on that aspect. But when he passed away, I felt our own country is beset with its own problems, so I wanted to do something in memory of my dad.
Thank you for all that you do, Patty. I can imagine the hundreds and thousands of lives you change, because when you change one person's life, it reverberates so many people.
Generations, and breaks the cycle of violence.
I think I do want you to be my new best friend. Is that okay?
Sure, I'd love to.
Yay! See, at Purple Runway, we make friends.
Yes.
I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Thank you so much. I'm going to send it back now to Deja, who's in the back with another interview.
Welcome backstage to the Purple Runway Fashion Show. Of course, right now I am joined with Justina. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
So tell everyone about Moi.
So I own a company called Moi Studios. Sounds like a kiss. It stands for makeup artistry, wardrobe, and hair. And I provide creative direction for different types of photo shoots and video shoots and things like that.
That's awesome. And how did you get involved with the Purple Runway this year?
So I was introduced to Gigi by Jamina, who is the makeup artist that's doing the hair and makeup for the models here for this event. And I think that Jamina knew that we would get along, and talking to Gigi was like, meeting a sister from my tribe, and seeing what it really felt like to feel real support. So I'm here because Gigi's really, really inspired me to be a part of this project.
Yeah, she tends to sprinkle inspiration wherever she goes. So how did you get into designing?
So about 2.5, almost 3 years ago, I was sexually assaulted, and the result of that was I was unable to leave my house. I was unable to really interact and create art in a collaborative way, and I isolated myself to my house, and it was one of the few art forms I could use and explore without having to involve anybody else. And it was a needed outlet after trauma, and now that I'm moving out of trauma, it's proven to be something that's helping me move forward and create real change with different survivors.
And what can we expect from your collection tonight?
So my collection is called The Bird and the Fish, and it's about, that's Shakespeare saying, a bird may love a fish, but where will they live? And so it's really about creating balance. In my line, they're mostly birds, and there's only one fish, and that's very purposeful because it's meant to say, we have to have different people who share an environment live symbiotically. And so my line is about creating that symbiosis while bringing into the forefront the fact that there's imbalance.
That's profound. I cannot wait to see it. Yes. And how can people get information on your line and your studio and everything?
Absolutely. You can find me on Instagram at JANNE Prince. And that's my link for the studio and the dresses. You can find me on Facebook at Justina A. Prince. My last name is Prince. And You can find my stuff in magazines like Fairy Magazine. I have done a couple of books for Simon & Schuster, where I've done wardrobe stuff for them, and I'm always looking to collaborate with survivors. If any survivor feels that she needs to feel like a queen for a day, I want her to feel that she can reach out to me, because that's why I'm making these dresses for people that are survivors.
You've literally given me inspiration. We're going to have to talk about that on camera, so don't go anywhere. In the meantime, let's see what Deborah's got going up front.
All right, we're back here, and I have newly elected Supervisor Victor Engry, Prince William County. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate it. Newly elected. How long have you been in office now?
6 months.
Okay, how's it going?
Well, yes, it's a learning curve, but we're getting there. So I'm learning the community's learning me. So it's going very well.
So we're here at Purple Runway, which is a beautiful event, and of course we're here to pay tribute to the domestic violence survivors who are living their best lives now and have gotten through such terrible things. But also want to talk to you about the Violence Against Women Act. So, what are you doing to make sure that that's re-upped?
Well, being newly elected in office and only at the board level of the county, I know that just passed the Senate, and so it's into the House now. So, it passed the House, it's in the Senate. Okay. And so at that point, it's really, a decision they're going to make. But what we can do is really advocate, through our elected officials and getting them out to make sure we pass this bill. So.
Do you hear from a lot of people in Prince William County that are dealing with domestic violence? You do. Tell me about how that situation is playing out in Prince William County, because we think it doesn't happen.
Well, I mean, so also I'm a first responder as well. I'm a firefighter. So many of our calls we go on are domestic violence calls, and so they're documented, and we have them all there. But I think one of the things is that people don't necessarily take it serious until it happens to them or it happens to someone that they know. And so what we got to do is advocate more and really put the numbers out there, because it's kind of one of those, you don't really want to talk about it in your county because it's like a bad strike against it, but we got to make people aware of what's really going on and really start doing something about it. I love it now because we're in a time of transition, and so we're seeing a lot more happen. So, the tides have turned, and we now have more people caring, thus this bill being introduced. And so we're starting to see more, a path forward to get to an actual better place for everybody.
And I'm sure that you hear from people in your community, your constituents. Are they aware of the services? Because there are lots of different services, but sometimes people aren't aware of them. So can you tell us a little bit about some of the services, or are they aware of the services? What are you doing to get that out there?
Yeah, so the county, Prince William County is very unique. We have a lot of different agencies that provide a lot of different things. And we have a lot of not-for-profit organizations such as ACTS. ACTS is a community project where they really do all services. One of the better ones that they do is really domestic violence. And so we have a program that they actually run as one of our pillars, I would say, in the community to help out with domestic violence. County also has a program. So everybody's doing a lot. It's really about what you're saying is getting the word out to make people aware of all these programs.
And so that's what this is all about tonight, people sharing their stories. And then also there's a runway show, which is going to be exciting too. Have you been to this before?
I have not.
Neither have I. This is I have seen some of the models. They're gorgeous. It's a really exciting night, so I really appreciate you being here. You know what? You seem like you could do this. We're going to send it to commercial break. You want to send it with me? Okay, so this is how it's going to go. I'm going to say, we're going to go, and then you're going to say to commercial break, okay? All right. Now look in the camera. Okay. We're going to go
to commercial break.
The Dental Spa is mostly about bringing comfort to a patient. And how do we get that? We gear towards what makes you feel good. And how do you feel? With your 5 senses. What are they? You touch your sights. So the colors, the warm colors make you feel good when you just walk in. Then you hear with the music. The music is usually a light jazz, some kind of Arabic. It's also a feel-good. It's not a boring jazz, but it's a feel-good music that makes you come in. The smells, we have aromatherapy all over the office. If it's a touch In the chairs, we have massagers. Even when you come to the lobby, we have little fur blankets and pillows all over. And the last one, the sense of taste, we have the spa bar. So those are all geared to making the dental spa to feel good.
And give us a call here at the Dental Spa. We'd love to see you.
We're backstage again at the Purple Runway, and I am joined by Joy, correct? Did I say that correct?
Yes, correct.
Okay, so tell everyone what organization you're representing today.
Well, I am Joy Campo, and I am a Colombian salsa dancer, and I am here to support the Purple Runway. And that's, I have no organization, but I do have a dance school in Baltimore, and I'm just here for support, major support.
So if it's not prying too much, is it possible to tell everyone what your connection is to the Purple Runway?
Well, I am a survivor. I had a personal experience of domestic violence. I know what it is to be a victim of it, and a survivor, of course. So this is my connection. I just felt drawn to this, and I feel like we have to spread the word out more. We have to get united, and this is what we have to do. These types of events.
And I know we talked about briefly earlier, you know, in certain cultures, it's not, domestic violence isn't something that we talk about quite as openly and freely, you know. What advice would you give to someone of, you know, similar cultures that we come from who might be experiencing a generational situation?
Definitely. In my situation, my case, it was generation after generation, it was passed on. What I suggest, and I'd like to pass on to anybody that is listening, is you have to speak out. We are humans, and there's things that cannot be crossed, and we have authority over our bodies, and we cannot be controlled by somebody else, which is hurting us. So that basically said, I feel like other countries have this as a custom. So when we break those chains, we kind of like liberate ourselves into being free and actually living what we were supposed to live, you know, as people, as a person. I think everybody has their own personal life to live successfully, and when you're overdrawn or overpressured by somebody else this way, it kind of like stops you from living your life to the fullest. And I just think you have to speak out. Stand strong, find somebody that you can trust. If you're connected spiritually to something, faith, where it is, on my end, it was faith and dance. I held on really tight to those two things. And fortunately, I was able to do it, but it's very hard. It's very hard, but I suggest and I send out the word that break the chain, stand strong, hold on to something that you love, find support. There's a lot of support out there that you guys don't know. Basically, in my Latino community, based on the fact that there's a lot of people that aren't documented. It's very closed in, and dirty laundry stays at home. But there's support, there's help. Don't be afraid. Look for your nearest support group or women's group, and I'm sure there's a lot of ways that this country can help you.
Fantastic. And how can people follow you or get more information about where they can get salsa dances from you?
Oh, awesome. My name is Yoy Campo. That's Yoii Campo, Campo. I am on Instagram, on Facebook, and I usually post when I'm going to teach in the DMV. I'm everywhere, back and forth. I do have a ladies team coming up auditions, so if you guys follow me, you will be getting that info soon. And performances everywhere. It's really fun. Follow me.
Fantastic. Thank you so much for joining us. I can't wait to see what you've got to show us. All right, let's check out what Deborah's got going on up front.
So you might think I'm standing here with one of the models from tonight's Runway show, but actually, and you could absolutely be a model. Look at this gorgeous outfit, this beautiful woman, Ashley Johnson, PR. Tell me about your involvement with Purple Runway and tonight.
Sure. So we are the proud sponsor of Purple Runway. We're the media sponsor. A&J PR Consulting is a PR agency that provides PR, brand strategy, as well as event production. And so Gigi is a dear friend of mine. We are sisters of an organization called the National Coalition of 100 Black Women, Prince William County chapter. And so last year she invited myself and my mother to attend Purple Runway, and I was just in so much amazement of the collaboration to get the word out about National Domestic Violence Month and to really pull in her passion of fashion and tie it into serving the community with this organization. Her I Thrive Sisterhood, and then of course having this annual fashion show event. And so I said, Gigi, we would love to partner and provide media for your event. And so today's the day. We're super excited to be here.
What are you most excited to see happen? I mean, right now, there's a whole conversation happening back there. I don't know if anyone can hear it, but there's a whole conversation and people are listening to Gigi. She's an amazing speaker. I mean, there's so many things going on here tonight. Is there one thing in particular that you're just lit up about?
I would say I'm really excited to just see the fashions. I know that there are survivors as well that are models, and so just to be able to witness them be in confidence, model down the runway, and Gigi has partnered with some wonderful fashion designers, and just to see it on their body and to just see them come to light on the runway is really great. So I'm excited about that, and then also too just to be able to meet other people, other entrepreneurs. I'm always excited to meet women bosses just as yourself, so I'm definitely looking forward to that.
I did see some of the models walking. Did you catch a sneak peek over there? You did. Okay.
I went behind the stage and I'm super excited.
We're all getting some sneak peeks because fashion. I mean, look at you. You're obviously a fashionable person. I'm trying to live up to this here. Thank you. My new PR person right here. I really appreciate that, Ashley. We're going to send it back to Deja in the back, and I will see you on the runway.
Absolutely. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Welcome backstage. I am joined by Farron. Thanks for joining us.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me.
So tell everyone what your role is going to be here tonight.
For tonight, I am a model for the Purple Runway.
Okay, but you are so much more than just a model. So tell everyone about yourself.
So I am also an athlete. I do triathlons and endurance running.
Shut up. Do you really?
I do.
How did you get into that?
I just kind of fell into it since childhood and just stuck with it. So it's like a lifestyle now.
That's amazeballs. Okay, but there's more to you. I'm sorry, I got sidetracked. Go ahead.
So I'm also, I met Gigi. I really don't, like I was telling you earlier, no idea I met Gigi. She's kind of one of those people that just comes into your life.
She's like a force of nature.
Force of nature that's kind of like just, whoa, you're just Gigi. Okay, great, hey. So, but also we kept talking and come to find out I'm also a survivor of being, domestic violence, more on the emotional side, and then it turned into physical abuse. So we had that connection, and then she was like, oh, the Purple Runway, you got to be a part of it. So this is my 4th year walking for the Purple Runway out of 5. So it's an honor to be here.
Wow. So I know that you said that you're part of the support advocacy, I believe is what you called it.
So if I find out another model or another person has, dealings with domestic violence, they can talk to me, safe space kind of situation. I can show them the hotline, connections and people to talk to as well.
That's amazing. So I'm sorry, this has nothing to do with the Purple Runway, but how many frickin' triathlons have you been a part of?
Oh, far too many, but literally 7 days ago, I did a full Ironman, so that's 140 miles all in one day.
You are like my shero in every sense of the word. Oh my God, you're amazing.
So I do use my life to show that, you can go on, you can keep pressing forward. Don't let anybody dim your light. My abuser tried to do that to me, and it was more of a, I grew up with love and trying to fix things and trying to work on things to where it was like that final red light of like, stop, just stop and get out. So I use my life to encourage other women, other men to continue on after life, get out of that situation and refine yourself.
And I think that's, it's interesting that you bring up the emotional abuse piece, because I think that I was in a similar situation as well. And I think that that's one of the things when you say domestic violence, automatically you're like, oh, it's physical. It's always physical, but it's not. And not diminishing the physical, because the physical is horrible, but the emotional is so much, I don't want to say more damaging, because that's not the right way I'm saying it, but because the scars are the inside, it's, when I'm physically hit, right, that scar will go away, right? But on the inside, because it doesn't happen overnight, right? It's like a little drip of water, and and it erodes you.
Little by little, and to me, it has been a deeper scar than anything physical that he's done to me, because people don't understand that. Why do you think that way? Why are you tripping this way? And I'm like, I'm not tripping. I'm trying to undo something that's been literally like, I don't want to say beaten into me, but like, essentially after a while, but just instilled in me that you're not worthy, you're not this, you're not that, why are you wearing this? Why are you doing that? And you kind of question yourself for 2 years. It's not going to be and that lingers for a while. So it's a deeper scar, from my experience, to have an emotional abuser. Then he turned into more violent.
And what advice would you give? I mean, you are like I said, you are the shero, like the triathlon, the Ironman. Like, I can't even with you right now, because I can't even walk around the damn block without getting winded. So, like, you are just goals. But what advice would you give to your younger self, other than don't ever give him your number? But aside from that, what advice would you give to your younger self?
Be patient with yourself. Learn yourself first. The right one's going to come when the time is coming. So the more that you grow into the woman that you're supposed to be when you find your partner, you're going to find your partner. So the more that you focus on yourself, it'll all come together. The universe will give it to you. Don't lose yourself trying to find somebody else, if that makes sense. Also, just get out. Love doesn't hurt.
Hello, love is not supposed to hurt. Exactly. So I want people to be able to get information about you. How can they follow you and get inspired by you?
My best way to follow me is my Instagram at Farron Amee. It's FARENAIMEE, all one word. And my email, farronamee@gmail.com.
And thank you, for your participation in Purple Runway. Thank you for your strength. Thank you for your survivorship, your strength, your everything. And I can't wait to see you on the runway today.
Thank you so much.
All right, let's go back up front and see what Deborah's got going on.
So we're looking at the models right now, getting ready. And it's only really out of a Beyonce song where we say, I woke up like this, because it takes a lot of work to get ready. Now, these models are already gorgeous. Like, they do wake up gorgeous. But obviously, you got to do the hair, you got to do the makeup. A lot of work goes into all of these runway shows, and that is exactly what's happening here at Purple Runway tonight. People are excited to see these gorgeous models. I've seen a lot of them backstage getting ready. I've seen some of the dresses. I can't tell you anything about it, but it is going to be an amazing night. We're going to go to commercial, and we'll be right back.
Today has been a wonderful day in history as one of the most amazing pre-launches that we've had. I want to thank so many women for coming out. I want to thank my team, Juan and Carmelita, Eddie, Ray, Joni, and Kira, and my sister with Dear Girls for just being a part of such a supportive community. Today, we launched I Thrive. Tomorrow, we connect, we communicate, and we encourage other women to join us on a journey of self-discovery, wonderful adventures, and sisterhood. Thank you guys for being here today. As you can see, we're still partying. Trax is on, the DJ is on, spinning the wheels. But you know what? We will continue. Thank you so much. I really love and adore everyone that came. Bye-bye.
welcome backstage to the Purple Runway Fashion Show. We are joined by Erica, the lead hairstylist. Hello.
Deja. Hi.
That's me.
How are you?
I am well. How are you?
Good, doing well.
Good. So tell me, how did you get into styling hair? First of all, your hair is giving me my entire life right
Thank
now.
you so much. This is my fun hair. My girl Jayla, she hooks me up. So I've been doing hair for about 28 years.
You do not look old enough to have been doing hair. Did you do it as an infant?
I did. I did, but I was very blessed to start early. So I've been doing hair forever, and I've been in every field. Private salons, commercial salons. I've had my own salon. So now I'm a freelance artist and also an educator, so very proud of that. And newly fresh accessory designer, so yay. So yeah, I do a whole bunch of cool stuff.
Okay. So what can people expect from some of the styles that we're going to see here tonight?
So some of the styles you'll see tonight, a lot of like highly textured hair, lots of curls, lots of movement. Luckily, we don't have to be outside because it's raining, right? But a little bit of everything. We got some long hair, crops, short, colors. You'll see all, it's representing every woman. So it's really nice, highly textured. It's so pretty. I can't wait till you guys see it.
Fantastic. So you know how sometimes people are like either really anti-color or they just love color? What kind of advice would you give to people that wanted to experiment with color?
So everyone should have color. I think men should have color too. People are very into covering their gray. People want to be gray, even if they're not. I say, try to experience color and start with semi-permanent colors. Just brighten up your base a little bit. And then you can go from there, do a couple highlights, a little balayage. You have a color right now is very, you can chalk it in. You put some chalk. You can do spray paint. Halloween's coming up, so people always like to try, the spray colors and then things like that when Halloween comes around. But go to your stylist and be like, I want to try something new. I'm kind of afraid of color, so give me something that I can, kind of be easy with and start off with, and then, you can always build from there. So there's a lot of variations and things that you can do, but start with something easy like a demi-permanent color.
Fantastic. So I'm super excited to see what you've got on the runway tonight, but I want to ask you how people can get more information if they want to, copy your style or whatever.
Yeah, so come see me. I'm in Silver Spring. I have an amazing team, and we're all around the DMV. But myself, I'm at Salon Obsessions, which is in downtown Silver Spring, right off of Fenwick Lane. And then, my colleagues, my team, because you always have to have a team, right? Squad is in the area as well, so we have a squad in Bethesda, Rockville, Silver Spring. Anywhere in DMV, we can come to you. A lot of people do like in-home service for a little more private service, although it costs, a little bit more, but people will, they'll pay more. Definitely convenient. You don't have to come out. You don't have to come in the rain like today. And then if you have, some personal things, like maybe you're losing hair, you wear hair extensions, or, going through a little situation, we can always come to you, and that way it's guaranteed to be private, and you can still have just the best service in-home too.
And look amazeballs, I'm sure. Yes. Thank you so much for joining us. All right, let's go see what Deborah's got going on up front.
So I'm here with the lovely ladies of Rowan Tree. I'm very excited to be hanging out with you. Thank you guys so much. I love it. Best friends who started a company together. Okay. Now I don't know what to do. Who do I go to first? Well, here, okay. Amy. So what made you decide to start Rowan Tree?
Well, actually, Kate and I have the same birthday, and on our birthday about 2 years ago, we were sitting around thinking, wouldn't it be nice if there was a place women could get away and they could really focus on themselves and the connections that they make with other women? Yeah, and we're like, yeah, that would be nice. But the idea just kept circling around in our brains, and so we talked about it a few months later and said, there's something here. We should explore and see if we can build something. And so from that, we did some research and found that we really wanted to create a supportive space for women to take care of themselves, to connect with one another, to do things a little bit creative, and also focus on their business if they were an entrepreneur. So to really make it a holistic space.
I love it. And so you guys started this together, and so, okay, I'll ask you. Did you guys ever fight about this or no?
Fighting, no, but it's taken it's like a marriage, almost bigger than, because we've been best friends and we wanted to protect that relationship. So we did have to learn to communicate. We did have to learn how to share our own opinions, and there's certainly been some tensions, but we've actually spent a lot of time. We even hired a coach to help us be better managers together, but also be friends and manage our relationships so we can make good decisions that are good and feel good for both of us. It's a lot of work, though.
No, it is. Any new venture is a lot of work, and I love the fact that you said you hired a coach. I think coaches are so important because communication. We think like, oh, we should be able to communicate, but we haven't learned.
Oh, no.
It's a whole thing. It's a thing, people. It's a thing. So tell me about Purple Runway and why it's so important to you.
Well, we have a scholarship program, and Gigi applied for this grant. And when we read about what she's doing, what better purpose than what better way to marry what she's doing is providing the supportive space that empowers these women to bring their power back. And we provide a beautiful, warm, safe, supportive space for women to achieve not just their dreams, but their business goals and their goals to help them live their best life. So we are so honored. I mean, she's probably brought more to us than we could ever bring to her. And we are so honored and proud to be connected to Purple Runway and Gigi.
I know. She is amazing, and I feel like Rowan Tree is a very special place that I need to go and visit soon. Yeah. So what are you looking forward to tonight?
Well, the fashion, of course, that is definitely. But so far, just meeting these women, learning their stories, learning what they've been through and how they are thriving and they are moving towards a better life. And that, to me, you can't replace that. So that's what I'm most looking forward to.
I would like to say that I think that the two of you are helping lots of women live their best lives. So, yeah, I think it's amazing. Rowan Tree, I love it. Rowan Tree and Purple Runway, it makes perfect sense. And big ups to female entrepreneurs. Woo woo, right?
They're amazing. They're so strong and creative. And what we found is working with women, there's this nature of collaboration that just doesn't really exist outside. So we love to bring that to the greater business world. But for now, we're just so thankful to build and cultivate that type of culture.
And so, Rowan Tree, the name, where'd that come from?
So, because we have the same birthday, we knew we wanted to name the company something around our birthdays. And just like there are gemstones for birthdays, there are trees for birthdays. And Rowan Tree is the tree of April 9th, which is our birthday. But what was even more interesting is the symbolism of the tree. It meant power and vision and transformation and connection and balance, all of the things we wanted to cultivate in the space. And even better is the tree finds itself often growing in the harshest of conditions and seeking the highest of altitudes. And we thought, what better statue to represent Rowan Tree and what we stand for.
Amazing. I love it. And then I'm also thinking of like the symbolism of like, yoga and doing the tree and everything. Okay, I'm not going to do it here, but I thank you both so much. I'm going to go and send it now to my colleague Deja in the back who has an interview for us.
Welcome backstage, guys, to the Purple Runway Fashion Show. I am joined by Jimena. Can you tell everyone what company you represent?
Well, I'm Jimena. I represent Beauty Fashion by Jimena. I'm in the business for around 7 years already, and joined this Purple Runway team for 3 years already. So we are doing the makeup for that long. Yeah.
Wow. So how did you get hooked up with Gigi?
Well, she contacted me on Facebook on my page. So it's how and I love how what she does and the purpose of this event. And it's we start working together and making things happen. So it's like all this is magic.
Yes, indeed. So, you are responsible for the makeup that we're going to see here tonight, correct?
Yes, exactly.
And what can we expect in some of the looks that we're going to see tonight?
Well, the whole idea is showing natural looks, more enhancing more the natural beauty of the woman. I think that's very important now with all this craziness about makeup lately that everyone doesn't look themselves anymore. So we are just trying to enhance the natural beauty of a woman. So that way you reflect what you really are. You don't transform people. It's just about your natural beauty is what we're going to see tonight. Yes.
I'm here for all of that. I'm all about the natural. I love all of that.
And you look beautiful.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Thank you. So how can people get information? I know you do brides and you do makeups for all sorts of fashion shows. How can people get information on your business?
Well, I'm in Instagram and Beauty Fashion by Jimena. I'm in Facebook, Beauty Fashion by Jimena as well. My number is 571-471-3451. And you can just contact me and you can get all the information that you need.
Fantastic. I'm excited to see the natural looks out there today. Thank you so much. All right, let's go to the front.
Look at this amazingly dressed, happy crowd of people having fun here and also supporting an important cause, Purple Runway. Look at this beautiful crowd. I'm telling you, I'm not sure if these are the models or if there are going to be other models, because everyone looks wonderful. Everyone got dressed up to show their support for Gigi and Purple Runway tonight. This is the 5th annual. And you're looking at the cocktail hour live right now from Mercedes-Benz in Arlington, another one of our wonderful sponsors. This is just a wonderful place, and everybody is having such a good time here. You can see people mingling, talking, and again, really just supporting the fact that Purple Runway has been in existence for 5 years, supporting domestic violence survivors, and really shedding light and awareness on such an important thing that affects so many people in this country. We're going to send it on over to the commercial, and then we're going to be right back.
I'm Mark Zetlin. I'm the General Sales Manager at Mercedes-Benz of Arlington. I've worked here for 40 years, and the business is 82 years young. My grandfather started this place in 1937, and we started off as just a corner gas station, and we soon became a Studebaker dealer. In 1957, we were offered the opportunity to get the Mercedes-Benz franchise, and I think it was a great decision on our part. The area is very vibrant now. If you walk down the street, it doesn't matter what time of day it is. There are a lot of people on the street. If you walk down Wilson Boulevard, it's very busy around there. We have all these new people that are moving into the Ballston area, a lot of millennials and everything, so we really have to put our best foot forward when these people come into the showroom. We need to make them feel welcome and encourage them to feel comfortable here. It's great to represent a well-renowned brand like Mercedes-Benz. We think of the Ballston Quarter as a Mercedes kind of a neighborhood. With all the new construction and everything, it all looks sharp and gleaming around here. It just fits perfectly with the brand.
Tell them how you feel about the breakthrough, Ray.
The breakthrough for today? The breakthrough for today?
No, the breakthrough summit.
Summit. Okay, this was not according to plan. I wasn't supposed to talk next, so now I'm a little thrown off.
No, I said this is my anxiety part. The rest of it, I'm good.
say that out loud.
We are spending some amazing time connecting with our speakers right now during our photo shoot and our campaign for I Drive Sisterhood. We can't wait to see you at the Runway 2019. I look forward to meeting you, and you.
I'm so excited because I get to interview not just Gigi, the woman behind Purple Runway, but Gigi, my friend, who I'm so proud of you. So proud of you. You're doing amazing here. I heard your speech. How is this year? How's the 5th annual Purple Runway? Can you even believe it?
Yeah, I can't believe it. I was wondering if we were going to make it to the 2nd, 3rd, or 4th, but now we're at the 5th. I just feel so strong and so amazing that we are able to be here and stand uniquely in this position to say, you know, we thrive, we survive, and we conquer, and we want to honor those women and be an example for others.
You are quite an example for women all over the country. A woman who has just used your voice, used your power to spread the word about how important this cause is. So tell us a little bit. I know you've talked to people, but I was blown away. By the way, you don't even know, like you didn't even hear this earlier, but like I was standing here listening to you talk, I was blown away. Tell us a little bit about your story and why this is so important to you, my love.
Because I'm saving the little girl in me. And you know, that little girl that was on the stand at 10 years old and I wasn't believed, like Dr. Ford or Anita Hill, we weren't believed. And that made me angry, and I lost a lot of years of that happy-go-lucky person that I could have been, where I was changed because I was violated. And as I got older, I would say I didn't want to be unhappy. I didn't want to let that power of the childhood traumas or the domestic violence that followed that to be who I am, because I know inside that I was much better than what I was allowing myself to be. So I decided to take my power back, and I took my power back year 1, year 2, year 3, year 4, year 5, and it will continue, because this is me taking my power back and owning my worth and other women's worth all at the same time.
And when you shine, you allow others to shine.
That's right.
That's the thing. Right. And so right now, this whole entire like beautiful space here is all like basking in the glow of your shine.
Thank you.
And so what do you want to tell people who, there is probably someone who's watching right now who's going through it, who's been through some type of abuse? What do you want to say to that person?
I would say you are a masterpiece. It doesn't matter what those voices in your head or what someone else is telling you, you are a masterpiece. And you know what? If you need support, if you need help, give us a call. Contact us at Purple Runway. We have attorneys, we have therapists, we have free assistance that can help you. All you have to do is want to take that step. And when you take that first step, there's a community of women that are ready to be your warrior sisters behind you. So choose you. That's what I say.
Choose you. Right, because you are your superpower. The way you are and the way you're not. You uniquely you.
You're uniquely you. And if you know what, that uniqueness can help someone else. And that's what these community champions are about. They are ready to help other women. I've worked with them. One of my babies are here. She's standing right here. And the thing is that she's learned over this past year. These women have fought for themselves, and now they're ready for fight for other women. And how can we be better than that? We can't be better than that. When we give, we receive. But the point is unselfish giving this is what unselfish giving looks like.
It is beautiful.
I will take it. I will take it for my sisters to be able to open up that gate for someone else to not make it so hard for them.
We thank you so much for what you do. And I want to talk a little bit about the fun part of this, which is the fashion. I mean, look at your outfit. Like this, you look gorgeous.
Oh, you wait till you see our goddess dress.
Tell us about that.
Oh my goodness. We have our secret designer, and we haven't mentioned her yet, but secret designer. But when you see this line and the models walk in this line, it's breathtaking. Yeah. And the best thing about this is because she has her own journey and her own story, and this was her way to empower herself. You know, so we find, like in the creative means, we find that way. So everything in here means something, whether the purple carpet means royalty, because purple is for domestic violence, but also you'll see the bouts of teal that are going to be around the runway, and that's for mental health wellness. So the colors mean something, the color blends mean something, emotional wellness, mental health wellness, and you know, creativity. And that's how a lot of these people, where they're models, the Rosendorf Evans, we have over $500,000. $500,000 of furs on the runway tonight. And they, when someone calls you and a company calls you and says, Gigi, we love what you do, and you have our support for life, what better could that be? We work together so well. So you're going to see the furs on the runway. You're going to see Guatemalan designs. You're going to see goddess dresses, and they're all appointed to someone.
So, and also, the people that are walking down the runway, some of them are survivors. And there's also, tell me about the other special group. I don't want to step on anything. I want you to tell me everything.
Right. So we have 55 and older. We have put the survivors that are 55 and older on that runway because you know what? We never get old. We just get better. We get more refined. So that is the best thing about this. And these women, I put it out there saying, you know what? I have to represent the people that I look at my mother, and I'm almost that age as well. So I look at my mother and say, you know what? I want to be fabulous like so many fabulous women that I see over 50. And you know what? These women are going to hit that runway. They didn't take a step back before they said, Gigi, I'll do it. Gigi, I'll do it. And they were at every practice. They hung in with the real models. They are sashaying on that runway. So 55 and older, let's get it.
Okay, now 55 is the new 35 or the new 25.
That's right. It can be whatever you want. It can be the new 16, sweet 16. But it's how you feel and how you feel about yourself. And these women are going to shine on that runway.
Oh my gosh. And I know also from us being friends, I see all of your sisters out here, all of the women that have supported you all this time. Yes. You know, we all lift each other up, and it's just a beautiful thing to see. Is there anyone you want to give a shout out to? I know you'd be here all night if you did.
Right. I would just love to get my sister Deborah. My New York.
Set that up. I didn't set that up.
We spent, you know, when you can go to New York and go to New York Fashion Week, and we spent a week together with our girlfriend Joni. We had a blast. We had a blast, and it was memories we're just going to continue to.
We're going back this year, right?
Right. We're going back. You know, Trax. You remember Trax? But I'm really happy for my mom. My mom is here for the first year. She came up from Florida, and matter of fact, I just seen her through there. So my mom is here, and my team is ultimately. You know what? When they say your team makes things happen, and they all have their special gifts, and I would not know what to do without them. Juan, Carmelita, Ray, Jasmine, Kira, and the list goes on. But those are my people, and I really thank them because most of this wouldn't happen if it wasn't for them as well.
And I get that, you know, we're only as strong as our squad, but seriously, we're only as strong because of our leader here and leading this fight. I just love you, Gigi.
I love you too, my sister.
Hugs. I don't want to get makeup on you.
I don't want to get makeup on you.
You know, this is a runway show. We gotta we gotta make sure we're doing okay. Well, let's send it back to Deja because she's gonna talk a little bit. We have so many things going on here. I cannot wait to see this. Let me send it back to Deja now. You want to say hi to Deja?
Hi, Deja. I love you.
Hi, Deja Perez coming to you backstage. So I am so excited to be a part of this Purple Runway. I don't know if you guys know much about Gigi, but I had the opportunity to meet her, and I was literally blown away. She was speaking at some event that I was at, and I was just like, who is this powerhouse? She's phenomenal. And I literally went up to her and was like, I just think you're amazing. I just want to do whatever I can do to help. So I've been blessed to be a part of the Purple Runway for the last couple years, and it's been a blessing. It's been an honor, and I'm down to help for as many years as Gigi wants to have me. I'm so honored. I'm so proud of you. This year is even better, and I didn't think you could top last year. So I just know every single year it's going to get bigger and better. And thank you so much for all that you give back to all of us. And I thank you, and I appreciate you so much. So let's go back up front and see what's going on with Deborah.
Okay, we are back. Did you see that amazing interview with Gigi?
Yes, I did. I love her so much.
I'm sure. How could you not? Let's hear about you, gorgeous. I mean, look at your beautiful outfit, your hair. You look amazing on this beautiful Purple Runway night. Tell me a little bit about your story.
So I'm actually a performer. I'm a singer. I am a domestic violence survivor. Gigi was definitely one of the mentors for me in the midst of my domestic abuse situation. I was able to get out. She gave me great words of encouragement. She gave me resources. And I just went from there. We've been like this ever since then. So I sang for Purple Runway, opened up the show last year. I sung Katy Perry Rise, and this year I'm here to sing again. So
You're going to sing tonight before the. Oh my! Can you give us a preview maybe of what you're going to sing? Because
So it's Strong, which is one of my original songs that I wrote, and I can explain it. You got to be here to hear it.
You got to be here.
Sorry, but it's just describing my story and just uplifting and empowering women mainly. It is strong as growing up, strong as asking for help. It's just a song about, being strong, getting through your situation no matter what's going on. So
wow. I mean, I don't mean to put you on the spot. I mean, you could do a little, if you wanted to riff a little bit. I'm not going to push you because Lord knows if someone asked me to sing, it would not be a pretty sight. So I don't want to ask you if you don't want to.
Okay, I can sing.
You're good. Come on, you want to hear her. Okay, here, I'm going to give you the mic.
Okay. And you want me to sing a part of my song?
Sing a little something here.
One of my songs, or?
Yeah, I want to hear a little bit strong.
All right. What is strength when you don't know what it is and you need help to conquer it? Everything's going wrong and you don't understand. You've done everything you can. Strong is growing up.
Oh my gosh, that was amazing. Oh my goodness. I wanted it because the people who are here, who are watching, they're not going to be here. They're not here. They're not going to be able to hear it. So I wanted to give them a little bit, but I also want to really just salute you and acknowledge you for taking steps to get out of a situation that wasn't serving you, that, wasn't working for you, and then that it's not easy to get out of a situation like that. And with asking for help and being strong and asking and putting yourself out there, you did. And is there anything you want to say to the woman at home who's maybe watching this?
Absolutely. Yeah. So I just want to say, if you guys feel in your heart that there's something wrong or off, listen to yourself. A woman's instinct is one of the strongest things that we have. Listen to yourself, get out while you can, and never blame yourself for the situation. Ask for help. Ask for help. A lot of women, we're so strong, or we have to feel like we're so strong that we don't ask for help. Ask for help and get help. Reach out to someone.
And there's so many resources that maybe the average person doesn't realize, because I didn't realize until I got more involved in this, and I'm a journalist, so I've done lots of stories about domestic violence survivors and the court system and all the different organizations. And so, there are so many wonderful organizations, people that want to help. And so can you tell us a little bit about some of the ones that you've, worked with or that you'd recommend?
Okay. So actually through Gigi, she was one of the main people that I had went through, and she gave me information for different shelters and different things. I went to Virginia Williams. They're actually they're not necessarily a shelter, but they give you resources and things to housing and different resources like that. So
because it's important, people don't realize, people say, oh, just leave. And it's not that easy. And it takes people, 1, 2, 3, 4, up to 7 times.
It took me a long time, and I depended on him, and he knew that, and I was scared. And I have 2 little ones. My little sons, they were watching what I was going through, and I really had to make a decision. Do I want them to think that this is okay? This is how mom should be treated? So it took a lot in me to get up and leave. And at that time, the guy was a father figure in my kid's life, so that really ate me up inside. So it was really hard, but I got through it.
And tell us about how you're thriving now.
Well, I'm thriving now. I am doing much better. I'm not homeless anymore. We went through a stage of homelessness. I have my own apartment. I have a new person in my life, and he's great with my kids. My music career is thriving. I have certain shows that'll be coming up in the beginning of next year. So look out for me.
So tell them, how can you find out about it? Do you have a website or
Yes.
SoundCloud or who knows what? What do you got? What do you got?
So my artist name is Carrie Nicole, Keri Nicole. Regular spelling. I am on Instagram. I am on Facebook. I'm working on my website, but but yes. So if you could follow me on those websites, you guys would be able to know when my shows are and certain events coming up. So.
Okay, I'm literally going over to my phone, which is right over there, to follow you now. I can't thank you enough for opening up, telling us your story, and really, literally saving a life possibly tonight. Thank you. I'm going to send it in the back. Here, you know what? Since you are, an entertainment person, help me send it in the back. Do this for me. Say, now we're going to go to Deja in the back with another interview.
Now we're going to go with Deja in the back with another interview.
Welcome backstage to the Purple Runway Fashion Show, and I am joined by Manny Therese, right?
Yes. Hello, how are you?
I am well, how are you? So you are a designer that's featured here tonight, correct?
Correct.
Tell me the name of the company that you designed for. Well, obviously it's yourself, but what's the name of it?
Therese Collection. So it's my own collection, and I'm so excited to be here tonight.
Yes, we are super excited to have you here. First of all, this whole ensemble is giving me my entire life, so yes and yes. So I imagine we'll see more of that on the runway.
Yes, definitely.
All right, so how did you get into fashion? How did you know that this was going to be what you're calling in life?
I've always been into fashion. Always been very articulate and detailed with my wardrobe myself. Then I started personal styling and personal shopping, and it kind of led up to me designing.
So run me through what like the first design process was like for you, because I imagine you've come a long way from the beginning to now.
Yes, I think I started off mix and matching pieces, like cutting off sleeves, adding different sleeves to one, cutting the backs, mix and match pieces, just getting comfortable of, stitching and using my machine. That's where I started from.
Now, did you go to school for this? Did you just decide one day, like, I'm going to pick up a sewing machine and I'm just going to learn how to do this? How did that work?
Kind of both. I started working on my machine earlier, and then I went to school for it.
Okay. Fantastic. And so what can we expect in some of the designs that we're going to see tonight?
Some of the designs are a lot of my original pieces. I have some dramatics in it. I'm very dramatic, as you can tell. So a lot of dramatics, and I really cater to all shapes and sizes. So you'll see a lot of 0s to 14 size. So you'll see a lot of mix and match.
So it's interesting you say that, because you're actually the only person who said that tonight. Not saying that that's the only person that we're going to see it from, but I find like being on the curvier side of things, sometimes it's a challenge, because I'll see something, I'm like this ensemble, first of all. I'm like, this is everything on your slim frame. Not so much on this one. So I appreciate that you've been inclusive with us curvier girls. Thank you for that.
Definitely. And I get that so much. A lot of my clientele is like that. Even from styling, personal shopping, it was always hard to find clothing at different stores for my clients. So that's what made me kind of get into it as well.
Well, I appreciate you. So how can people find information, purchase your clothing, get you as your personal stylist, everything?
MannyTherese.com, and all social media, Manny Therese.
All right. Spell the last name for me.
Toraz.
Perfect. Thank you so much. I can't wait to see the collection. Thank you. All right, Deborah, let's see what's going on up front.
Coming to you live right here from Mercedes-Benz of Arlington and Purple Runway, the 5th annual runway show. This is amazing. You can see like the electricity in the air, the sparkly in the outfits, the wine in the glasses. Everyone's having a wonderful time here at the cocktail hour portion of it. And what's going to happen is after that, there's going to be the runway show. And there are so many different things going on. This is a fun night. You can see everyone got dressed up because they're all trying to give the models some competition here. Everyone looks fantastic. A lot of excitement this year. And even Gigi said earlier when I was interviewing her, she was saying, wow, we didn't even know that we would make it to the 5th year. And again, we are here spreading awareness about domestic violence. And earlier I spoke to a young lady who's a survivor. There are many people who are survivors tonight, and survivors will be walking the runway. Again, all about awareness of this issue that affects every person in this room. We're going to send it right back to Deja, who has another interview for us.
Okay, welcome backstage to the Purple Runway Fashion Show. I am joined by Anka from Anka Designs. Is that correct?
Yes, that's me.
Fantastic. Can you tell everyone about your collection?
Today's collection is about diversity. Okay. Diverse women. I picked the models, whoever wanted to work for me. I said, that's going to be it. I have young and old and short, and there is no classic model in this show for me.
Oh, okay.
So I have a diverse collection and a diverse selection of models.
And how long have you been designing clothes?
Since high school, 30 years ago.
Really?
Yes.
Wow. Now, what was your inspiration for tonight's collection?
I wanted sparkle.
I love sparkle.
I said women deserve to shine, and any one of them can be a star.
Yeah.
And that's what I wanted to do. Yeah. And that's what I tried to put on every one of them. There is something that shines and sparkles.
Listen, if I could have my entire house, my car, my life, my wardrobe shiny and sparkly, I would totally do that. So how can people get information on your collection if they see something that they want to purchase?
Facebook, Anka Design, from Fairfax, Virginia, because there are a bunch of other ones, and newfashionavenue.com.
Perfect. Can you spell Anka Design so that they get it right?
ANCA Design.
Like it sounds. Okay.
Exactly. No S at the end. Okay. Just Anka Design at gmail.com.
Okay. Sounds good. I can't wait to see the sparkly collection. Thank you for joining us. Of course. And let's take a quick commercial break, and then we'll get back to more interviews.
Today has been a wonderful day in history as one of the most amazing pre-launches that we've had. I want to thank so many women for coming out. I want to thank my team, Juan and Carmelita, Eddie, Ray, Joni, and Kira, and my sister with Dear Girls for just being a part of such a supportive community. Today, we launched I Thrive. Tomorrow, we connect, we communicate, and we encourage other women to join us on a journey of self-discovery, wonderful adventures, and sisterhood. Thank you guys for being here today. As you can see, we're still partying. Trax is on, the DJ is on, spinning the wheels. But you know what? We will continue. Thank you so much. I really love and adore everyone that came. Bye-bye.
I'm Mark Zetlin. I'm the General Sales Manager at Mercedes-Benz of Arlington. I've worked here for 40 years, and the business is 82 years young. My grandfather started this place in 1937, and we started off as just a corner gas station, and we soon became a Studebaker dealer. In 1957, we were offered the opportunity to get the Mercedes-Benz franchise, and I think it was a great decision on our part. The area is very vibrant now. If you walk down the street, it doesn't matter what time of day it is. There are a lot of people on the street. If you walk down Wilson Boulevard, it's very busy around there. We have all these new people that are moving into the Ballston area, a lot of millennials and everything, so we really have to put our best foot forward when these people come into the showroom. We need to make them feel welcome and encourage them to feel comfortable here. It's great to represent a well-renowned brand like Mercedes-Benz. We think of the Ballston Quarter as a Mercedes kind of a neighborhood. With all the new construction and everything, it all looks sharp and gleaming around here. It just fits perfectly with the brand.
We are back live with my friend. I love this. It's like everyone's my friend here. And if they're not my friend, they'll be my friend by the time I'm done. Ray!
Yes.
So you are an integral part of Purple Runway. You, actually, I'll tell you the behind the scenes is that this woman, she's really hard to get a hold of because she's running around like a chicken without their head. Have you slept even in the last month?
No, I have not. In fact, probably in the last 3 days, I've had maybe 5 hours of sleep. So I'm like running on, what do they call that? Second
fumes?
Wind, fumes, everything you can imagine.
Adrenaline.
Adrenaline. Because, but is it not worth it? I mean, is this not something that when you come and you see this, it's phenomenal. It all came together so beautifully.
So I know you and Gigi have been working really hard on this. What are you most excited about tonight?
I'm most excited about tonight is setting the platform for tomorrow and beyond. Because this is her 5th year in Purple Runway. It's my first year in Purple Runway. So the excitement for me is knowing that what we have started here with not only the Purple Runway and the I Thrive is going to go global in this next year. Wow. It's going to go global. You heard it here.
Mark her words. You heard it here first. And so, what you may not know is that you're watching this right now from Purple Runway, but what they may not know is about I Thrive Sisterhood and the day-long event that happened today. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
We had, all day long, we had a summit and we had 3 panels, and it was breaking away from trauma, breaking down fear, and breaking loose from self-doubt. And in between, we had a couple of sacred sexuality movements. We had a couple of just allowing and breathing and letting your body flow and open up to breathing way deep instead of like up in here, where your anxiety leads you up to breathe up here in your chest and not down in the bottom of your lungs. But through all the panels, we had panelists who have gone through those specific things, the trauma, the self-doubt, and fear. And as I say that, we've all gone through all of them. Nobody is, out of that genre.
No one's exempt.
No one is exempt at all. So when we went through it, they were raw, we were authentic, we were honest beyond belief. People shared things that they've never shared ever before. We cried, we hugged, we laughed, we danced. We were wild. We were enthralled with everybody. It was a beautiful, beautiful day.
And so what would you say to the person who is maybe at home watching this and has some trauma that they haven't really dealt with? What would you say to them?
There's a lot. There's a lot.
There's a lot. How long do we have, right?
But the thing I really want people to know is that you are not alone. And I know when I was in the depths of my despair, I thought nobody is feeling the way I'm feeling. Nobody understands what I'm going through. And what I found out once I got out of that is everybody experiences it. And that's what I want people to know is you are not alone in this journey we call life. And the dips and the slips and the everything that we do, we're not alone in that. So reach out your hand. Get in touch with us. Get in touch with Purple Runway. Get in touch with I Thrive Sisterhood, because we're here to help pull you out of the darkness.
Yeah, it's called I Thrive Sisterhood. This is a sisterhood. And if you're at home right now and you need someone to talk to, that's what they should do. Let's give them exactly. Should they go to the website? What's the website?
The website is ithrivesisterhood.com. Try to make it simple. We have a Facebook group, ithrivesisterhood.com. We have an Instagram, I Thrive Sisterhood is
Very good branding, Ray.
we try to keep it simple so that people can find us, because you need to come to us if you are feeling that depths of despair. If you're looking for an out, you're looking for a way, you're looking for help, for sisterhood, for camaraderie, for somebody to just understand without judging you, then please reach out your hand to us.
And you don't need to have been a domestic violence survivor, any kind of trauma. And also, you don't need to have gone through any big thing. Like, sometimes we just don't believe in ourselves, and we need women, our fellow sisters, to just lift us up. We are just stronger together.
A lot of times, and you said it, we're not all victims of domestic violence, but we all are victims of some sort of trauma. We're all victims of that voice in your head that tells you you're not good enough, that voice in your head that compares you to other women, that voice in your head that says, they've got, I don't. Why? Something of that nature, and we're here to give you that platform and that arena to actually thrive in a sisterhood.
And so this is one of the things that I talk about too. And we've been friends for a while. We talk about this stuff all the time. But I always tell people, you've got to get the beep out of your head and out of your own way so that you can become the person you need to be. Because that little voice, boy, that little voice is a jerk. Let me tell you, I got a little voice who is always saying some mean things to me. What is up with that? But I'm not the only one.
No, you are not the only one. And when I had that voice in my head that constantly was just cycling, recycling, rinse, repeat, I thought, and I would look at everybody else and think, look at them smiling, they're beautiful, they've got the beautiful job, the whatever
Instagram,
everything, Instagram, pretty, Facebook, whatever it is. So you think these voices in your head are only in your head. And they're in other people's head too. So we show you how to get those voices out of your head and start living your best life.
And it's so interesting that you say that, because we do think other people have it all together. But really, everyone doubts themselves, and it's okay. But the thing about this is that it's so much more important that we all stick together. So let me ask you about the Runway show. What are you most excited about?
There's a couple of things. I've seen the models. First of all, I've seen the whole process. It's the first time I've ever been involved in anything this phenomenal ever. And the cause is, it just makes my whole mind just want to explode sometimes. But the designers out here, oh my gosh, if you don't have a ticket, you're missing out on something, because the designers and these models are just fabulous, and they're coming out. I cannot wait. And we also this year have 55 and older. We have 5 women that are 55 years and older that will be walking the runway as well. And they are coming out with a strength and a ferocity. Wait till you see them. That truly, most of them are my friends, that truly is what excites me about the runway, is that piece of authenticity and that piece of this is real life, and we all have to do something. We all have something to step into and step towards.
You're going to teach me how to do a runway walk tonight, right?
Oh yeah, I got it down.
If I don't know by the end of the night, I don't know. Well, we have more interviews to do, so thank you so much, Ray. We appreciate it. Let's go sashay over there, and I'm going to send it on over to Deja.
Welcome backstage at the Purple Runway Fashion Show. And right now we are joined by a model and survivor, Shalina, correct?
Yes, that is correct.
All right. Now, I know I recognized you from last year, but you've been a part of the Purple Runway for a while now, correct?
That is correct.
All right. How long have you been a part of the Purple Runway?
So I've been a part of Purple Runway for 4 years now.
Okay. All right. How did you link up with Gigi?
So I originally came to Purple Runway as just a model. Gigi did not know my story. She did not know my history. And just through the process of doing the first Purple Runway with her, it came out. I felt comfortable enough to share my story.
Wow. Okay, that must have been powerful.
It was. It was a moment, indeed. Yes. Don't regret it.
Right. I'm glad. So, it's got to be, when you go through something as traumatic like that, sometimes it's kind of hard to find your sense of self again, but yet walking on the runway requires so much confidence and self-assuredness. How are you able to reconcile all that with what you've been through?
I think it's kind of just sheer determination. I was already modeling before anyone knew my story, and doing the modeling coupled with Purple Runway allows it to be exposed for the bigger picture. Everyone gets to see it. It gives a safe space it allows people who know me to now say, I didn't know, or someone else to say, you know what, I've been going through it too.
So I think you have an amazing story, and of course you're beautiful as always. I can't wait to see you walk the runway. But how can people, if they want to maybe reach out to you, if they feel like you're their safe space to talk to about things, how can people get more information on you?
So I'm quite easy to find. Of course, I'm on Instagram, so it's model_legs and smiles. And I do speaking engagements. You know, of course, I do Runway. And I'm a human resources director by nature. That is my regular, job. So I do try to incorporate what I've learned through Purple Runway, through I Thrive, and apply it to the work environment. I know it is a slow process, but it is very necessary because men and women and their children and their families need to be supported during times, unfortunately, such as the one I went through.
Thank you so much, and I can't wait to see you on the show. Yes. All right, Deborah, let's see what you got going on up front.
Okay, we are live right here on the purple carpet, and this is live TV, friends. So we were just kind of fixing some wires here, and we're hanging out. And of course, I have the wonderful Gigi McMillan from Purple Runway. How are you doing now?
I'm doing well. I'm doing well. Yes.
And you want to help introduce our next guest,
Our amazing Congresswoman,
yes,
Jennifer
Wexton.
She is here with us tonight, and I'm so excited.
I know, and there's so much about this event and about this cause that we really need to talk to you about. And specifically, obviously, domestic violence is something that touches us all, and I'm sure in the place that you represent. And so tell us a little bit about the Violence Against Women Act and what we can all do to get behind this.
Well, one of the votes I was really proud to take in this session of Congress was to strengthen and reauthorize the Violence Against Women Act. We passed that months ago. It's been sitting on Mitch McConnell's desk in the Senate ever since then, so call your senators and tell them that they need to demand that Mitch McConnell have a vote on this great legislation.
Okay, so people, really, you got to act in order to get this done. This is the one of those things where, we can't just think, oh, I guess I'll just leave it up to my representatives, or I'll leave it up to the people who are, out there voting. You guys have passed this, and so was it an easy bill to pass?
Well, it was for me. I mean, I've been a prosecutor, I've been a guardian ad litem. This is something that I'm really passionate about, and the majority in the House of Representatives feels really strongly about it too. But it's really important because it hadn't been modernized in decades, and we were able to close the boyfriend loophole so that intimate partners who aren't family and household members are now going to be covered under the Violence Against Women Act. So it's that much more important that we pass this legislation.
And so let Gigi make her plea to everyone at home who is watching this. Let's hear you. Tell the people at home who are sitting right there, what do you want them to do?
I really, just like our Congresswoman said, please call your council person, your senator, and your representative. I'm sorry, because if we don't do this in a unified way, we're not going to get any movement on it. I know it's a lot going on. I know it's a lot of things going in the news and leaving the news, but we have to definitely push for the change that we want to see, and that's helping your sister, your mother, your friend, your cousin, your uncle. All of this is 1 in 9 men and 1 in 4 women, right? And we're going in the opposite direction. 10 million calls and 20.
Sure they hear you.
Yeah. So it was 10 million reported cases in 2017, 2018, and now it's 10,000. Now it's 12,000. I'm sorry, wow. 12,000, and we're going in the wrong direction. So we need people to take control and call, just like Congresswoman Wexton just said.
Yeah, no, it's very important. So just to get back to you also, so it's sitting on Mitch McConnell's desk. And so you want people to call. What should they say?
They should demand that their senators have a vote on this legislation, because it's so important, and it hits everybody in every state, in every congressional district across the country. Yeah, it doesn't discriminate. It impacts families all across the country, all socioeconomic levels, all demographics. This is a national problem, and we need to make sure that we're protected.
We really appreciate you being here. And while we have this amazing opportunity to have someone who is really at the table, can we ask you a little bit about how does domestic violence play out in the area that you represent? What kind of services are there? What should people know?
Well, we're really fortunate because we have some great resources. We have my home county is Loudoun County, Virginia, and we have the Loudoun Abused Women's Shelter, and they were fortunate to be one of the beneficiaries of Loudoun County got a big Justice Department grant. That's another thing that we find is so important, make sure that we work alongside nonprofits in the community and groups like Purple Runway who help the survivors of domestic violence, not just when it first happens, but as they go forth into their new lives.
And we see you're wearing purple today to support the cause. A lot of people are wearing purple. What do you want people, Gigi, to know about? I mean, this is such an important cause, so much so that the Congresswoman is here on a Sunday, to support this and working hard for us behind the scenes. So what do you want people to know that they may not even realize? You had some amazing statistics, 1 in 4 and 1 in 9. Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
Yes. Well, 40%, a lot of people think that men are not as greatly affected. 40% of the reported cases are men as far for domestic violence.
Amazing.
And that's, you wouldn't think, that's about the 1 in 9 is 40%. So we need to make it more comfortable for them to come out, because we're thinking about these reported numbers. Think about the numbers that are not reported. And I know a lot of people that have gone through it. There's people here that have not reported, but yet they've gotten out or they've gotten back in. I had a lady that came through this, the facility today in her pajamas, and she was upset, and we comfort her because she saw the news this morning. But this is what, yes.
Wait a minute, I need to hear more. So you were on one of the local channels here, and she saw you, and she showed up here.
She showed up here, and because she was a rape victim, and she feels, like she doesn't have any support. So we talked to her. The University of Maryland, Baltimore, they're partnering with the Roar project with Baltimore, and they are going to provide us legal services and therapeutic services, and we're going to partner with them for the next year. Because one thing, we can pull these women, they trust us. The women trust us, men trust us, and will tell their stories and want to share their stories, and they want the healing from their stories and have their children healed. So I get these calls, and it's women in here in the transformations you'll see tonight. So the point is that we want to get them right to the right services. And then also, as I was saying, a national domestic violence hotline, domestic violence registry, because it's so important that we want to make sure that women know, men know if someone is an abuser. And having that national registry, they can take classes, mandatory classes that they have to take for anger management to make sure that they don't abuse anymore. And that's the way to take those numbers down. Right. We're going in the opposite direction, as I said. We need to bring the numbers down. We can't have them going up. So that's discussions that I know plenty of people would have, because they're reporting people on Facebook, on social media. Don't date this guy because he's this. But you know what? If we had a sound way of doing it, he can get the help, she can get help, and we can change those numbers one survivor and one perpetrator at a time by making them hold themselves accountable and teaching those self-values that we need for them to grow past and not repeat those same behaviors on either side.
And I've heard people talk about wanting to have a domestic violence registry. And so I just, I pose to you, is that something that is a possibility? Is that something that's possible?
Well, this is a national problem, and it needs national solutions. But one of the things that Gigi pointed out is it's important that victims and survivors of domestic violence know that there are resources out here, and we are here to help you. So do not be afraid, please. Do not be afraid to call. Do not be afraid to come forward, because there are resources, and we're here to help.
We're so honored to have you here, and I want to also just ask you one last thing about the addition to the Violence Against Women Act. You were saying that now boyfriends or significant others are part of that. Could you just give us a brief overview?
Sure. Previously, it had been family and household members, so only partners who had lived together or had a child in common, but this would expand it to include dating partners and boyfriends, girlfriends, which is really long overdue. A big recognition of how people actually live in today's world.
And one last thing, you want to make people at home to pick up their phone?
I know we mentioned it earlier, but please call your senators. Call your senators and call Mitch McConnell and tell him that we need a vote on the Violence Against Women Act. It's so important for everybody all around the country.
We're going to be really good friends.
Okay, I think that's probably it for us. Is that so? Are we sending it now to commercial?
Today has been a wonderful day in history as one of the most amazing pre-launches that we've had. I want to thank so many women for coming out. I want to thank my team, Juan and Carmelita, Eddie, Ray, Joni, and Kira, and my sister with Dear Girls for just being a part of such a supportive community. Today, we launched I Thrive. Tomorrow, we connect, we communicate, and we encourage other women to join us on a journey of self-discovery, wonderful adventures, and sisterhood. Thank you guys for being here today. As you can see, we're still partying. Tracks is on, the DJ is on, spinning the wheels, but you know what? We will continue. Thank you so much. I really love and adore everyone that came. Bye-bye.
The dental spa is mostly about bringing comfort to a patient. And how do we get that? We gear towards what makes you feel good. And how do you feel? With your 5 senses. What are they? Your touch of sights. So the colors, the warm colors make you feel good when you just walk in. Then you hear with the music. The music is usually a light jazz, some kind of Arabic. It's also a feel-good. It's not a boring jazz, but it's a feel-good music that makes you come in. The smells, we have aromatherapy all over the office. What the sense of touch. In the chairs, we have massagers. Even when you come to the lobby, we have little fur blankets and pillows all over. And the last one, the sense of taste. We have the spa bar. So those are all geared to making the dental spa to feel good.
We are officially backstage at the Purple Runway Fashion Show. I am elated to be here. We have the woman of the hour, Miss Gigi. Welcome.
Hi, Deja. It's been amazing. Thank you so much for being here. These are the two most dynamic women I know.
We love you.
Without a doubt. They were bouncing it back and forth. I know you guys thought. I can't wait to see it. But they did an amazing job, and it's been great. Thank you so much for being here.
And we're having a good time, Deja. Deja and I are taking the show on the road.
Yes, I'm with you. Can I go?
Yes. We can't do it without you. We need you.
Can I go?
Yeah.
So it's been wonderful. We have Congresswoman Wexton here. We've given out our awards. We've recognized our sponsors. We've changed lives today with the I Thrive community and the summit. It was laughs, smiles, tears, fears, breakthroughs, ultimately. And we're just getting ready to start right now. So you know what? It's almost over. They've cued the music for the first And those women out there slaying right now. So we gotta go.
We gotta go. We apparently
But
have a show to go
listen,
to.
Be amazed at this runway.
You should have bought a ticket. If you haven't bought a ticket, no worries. We're going to do this again next year. We're not live streaming this because you got to pay for it, but no worries. We have a little secret treat because last year's Purple Runway fashion show was amazeballs. I legit didn't think you could top it, but you've already topped it. So we're going to give you a little taste of what happened last year and just wet your palate to make sure that you purchase those tickets early next year for the next Purple Runway fashion show. You don't want to miss it.
I think it's October the 18th. The people out there don't know October the 18th yet. So bookmark yours and your save to date because it's going to be bigger and better.
Because you start tomorrow.
Yeah, we start tomorrow.
There you go.
And there it
Put my
is.
Chucks on and go.
Boom, there it is. All right, guys, enjoy this clip of last year's Purple Runway fashion show. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, first of all, for each and every one of you being here. It blesses my heart.
I used to search for a dream outside of myself when the reality was our reflection. I used fiction and printed it onto my heart and told myself that was love. Oh yes, a little faith, don't doubt it, don't doubt it. I must stay conscious. Ladies and gentlemen, happy welcome to the founder of Purple Runway, Gigi McMillan.
Really appreciate everything that you guys have done. The importance of domestic violence and how we can get help and support for that.